Hey guys, Insomnia here with some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the free-to-play account. Continuing to push progression. We just hit chapter 16 over here, so very cool to see. We'll go through and we'll do our summons. Over the course of the last week, between the codes and everything, we've gotten over 10,000 diamonds here, as you can see. So we'll go ahead and we'll knock out our dailies. We'll do some summons. Also focusing on Shamira, just like we do on this account. We do have enough essence now to level her up. She is absolutely the main carry when it comes to the free-to-play account. So she's already at level 183. Really building her skills. We only have 2 more there. What's going on tonight, Donnie? So we've continued to build this account, continued to do the events, been doing everything we need to do. The bounty board, we've been dispatching. Unfortunately, I have to get some more mythic heroes at this point because we're missing out on one of our quests there, which would be awesome to get. But as we continue progression, I'm thinking maybe tonight with the summons we can get lucky and we can pull a couple heroes tonight. What's going on, Yassine? So we got 26 scrolls. We have 13 scrolls here, 200 companion points. We do have a couple stones as well. Like I said, over the last week we've been collecting these up. A copy of Rose, very nice. Do have a couple rare heroes here, and if you've seen, I have been collecting my emblems right there. I'm actually going for the red chest on this account because I know eventually I'm going to need them. So we've been going with the combination to pick up some more chests. We did get our 10 Stargazer cards, so I do want to try to pull a copy of Taylene. That way we can go ahead and open her up on this account and start to build her. Even though it is free to play, she is going to be vital to our progression as we get further into the game. So like I was saying, let's go ahead and start with our companion summons here. Hopefully we can have some pretty good pulls here. And as you've seen, it's Mauler day. I'm not going to pull Maulers. As much as I like Sophia and Scarath, we're going to go ahead and save those. I think I'm going to go with Lightbearer. It's kind of what we've been building here. Checking out the wish list, we do have Saurus. Have you guys checked out Saurus, the absolutely crazy, insane boss damage that he's been doing? I don't know if you've had an opportunity to check out the damage he's been doing. What's going on, William? Just absolutely through the roof. A couple guildies already have him at 5-star with SI 30, and he's pulling, I think it was like 7 or 8 billion damage. So even doing more damage than Taylene on the bosses, which is crazy. And look at that, Aziz. Super powerful, useful hero at this point. His ability to not only energy regeneration, but the ability to negate ultimate abilities makes him very powerful. What's going on, AJ? Yeah, Donnie, it's crazy. But then again, if you already have him at fully ascended, and a copy of Lucius, that is a hero we are definitely using on this account. If you have the money or the means to go ahead and just take him all the way to 5-star with a signature item, they already have him completely built. So absolutely kind of crazy. Not too much on the good pulls here, but again, we're going to focus on light bearers. We do have a card. We'll go ahead and swap this over, and we should be able to do a pretty solid campaign push at this point, is what I'm thinking. I'm hoping this summon will be good for us. Look at that, another Elite plus Rose and Elite plus Lucius. So a good pull there. That actually gives us the ability to take our main tank up to Legendary plus. So at this point, we just need more food, really, which we do have 2 there. We already have double copies of Rose. So if we could get her up, we can actually ascend her with the double copies we got there. But we'll continue. I'm hoping this light bearer pull is a good solid pull. Nope, but we need the fodder too, so I'm not too disappointed with it, just because we need the fodder as well. I can't decide who should do my summons. You or Vulcan? I don't know. It's pretty tough. I mean, I've gotten pretty lucky, I feel, with the summons. Vulcan is kind of crazy too with the summons, and a copy of Hendrik there. Just unlocked him, so we'll go ahead and we'll pull the diamonds from him. And I want to see if we can get all the way through chapter 16 at this point. is what I'm kind of hoping to do tonight. In Stargazer, we'll go ahead and we will drop Taylene in there. Now this is the first Stargazer. Like we've talked about a couple times before, a lot of people have said, Lilith has said the first pull is not 100% guaranteed, but out of all the accounts that I have pulled, I've always pulled Taylene or I've always pulled the choice hero anytime that we have done it. So here is our very first Stargazer pull, which is a copy of, there she is, Taylene. So I believe that's about 8 for 8 from the accounts. So brand new hero Taylene, which is cool. Think we only got one copy of her at this point, but that's okay. We did pull her for our very first pull, which is ideal. So staying tried and true, like I said, every single account that I've pulled her on, we have pulled her. So not to disappoint at all, but we've pulled her every single time. So pushing the campaign, again, Chimera is our absolute main carry. Very cool to get Lucius up to Legendary Plus. We do run Pharrell, that way he has some CC. And on my pay-to-win account, I've gotten kind of crazy with the pay-to-win account. Was very fun. I actually started on Sunday. But I'm using a pretty unique combination. I'm actually using Iran combined with Sophia with Falks for CC, which I'm swapping to Tassie sooner or later. But the account is progressing very, very well. I believe in 2 days I'm already into Chapter 8, almost through 8. So very, very cool. So what do you guys got going on today? I'm about ready to switch from regular summons to Stargazer, and I want to try different heroes. Yeah, Willie, always go for Taylene until you have Taylene completely built. She is really the way to go, honestly. Taylene, when you get later on in the game, there's a couple heroes that are going to be required. And when I mean later in the game, I'm talking probably Chapter 30 plus. There's several heroes that you don't have an option. And here we're getting destroyed. I don't know if you guys have seen the changes to Leica or used Leica. A lot of people don't. But since I've used her on the Wilder account, which I just did the video on the Wilder account yesterday, she is doing a ton of damage. I tried her at 220 before I leveled her up, doing a lot more damage, doing just an absolute phenomenal job. I know some people said the changes to Leica was a nerf. Some say it was a buff. Yeah, I've seen Leica do more damage than I ever have, honestly. She's putting up numbers just under Iran with the signature item 10 levels lower. So it's kind of crazy at that point. Yeah, I watched a lot of Vulcan videos. Watch a lot of Smash's videos, Nero's videos. Awesome. YouTube, AFKers. I actually have a new deck coming tomorrow. I was looking at it. Nero said to go ahead and try it out, so I ordered it. So we'll actually have it tomorrow. It's supposed to add effects, but it also gives me the ability to, looking at all the specs and everything, gives me the ability to live stream iOS. So I'll be able to play my iPad with my mic, with my cam, putting everything together in a deck, which is very, very cool. So pulls, I have gotten pretty lucky, but I think with pulls, it's just the sheer amount of pulls. I think after a little while, you kind of get lucky doing pulls, especially when you got 50,000 plus diamonds. It's kind of crazy with the amount of pulls you can do. But here I was waiting for the free-to-play account, waiting to see exactly what point we're going to kind of get stuck on this account. And Chapter 16 has been pretty difficult, but it's been it's been really fun. It's fun to play the pay-to-win account and the free-to-play account. And I like the team comp we've been running here. It's been going pretty well. Running through the lab with Chimera, just absolutely blast straight through the lab. It's kind of crazy. Just got Taylene to Mythic. Yeah, William, once you get her to Mythic, once you get her signature item up, the plus 20 is huge for her. So is the plus 30. Giving her more energy when she does her ability makes a big difference. Do you know how long it takes to ascend diamonds for Stargazer? What do you mean, Willie? How long it takes to ascend Taylene, or how long it takes to level her up? So normally for the Stargazer, the general rule of thumb is about 7 pulls, you'll get a copy. That's 5 to 7 pulls is usually about normal for the Stargazer. So if you look at 5 pulls, you're talking 25,000 diamonds, 25 to 35,000 diamonds. Does the Chimera ultimate? Yes, the ultimates do stack credit. That's the reason a lot of people use this combo. Rose with Chimera, she can double ult just like any other hero, and they do stack. And the thing with her ulting is when she does her ult, like right there, so when she stops time, watch the second time, it still ticks all the damage on all the other heroes. That's what makes her so overpowered in PvP, is because if you can get her to double ult, it'll still tick. The damage dots will still tick when time is stopped for her to cast the ultimate. Yeah, Chimera's ult is just crazy. Especially if you can double ult. Like I said, as long as she gets a couple seconds to get some of the ticks off, she can go ahead and just dot down everybody, as you've seen. And I'm still trying to beat Javid's record. He said 6 months before we'd be able to get to a certain point in the game. And I'm pushing it a little bit faster than that, I think. But like I said, with a Chimera Rose combo, with a solid carry, we're doing pretty good here. Yeah, the double ult. There's not many things that can live through the double ult, especially when you look here. Most of my heroes are Legendary Plus. Chimera's already at Ascended. We focused on the Graveborn team when we started this account. Yeah, Pride. Most people, so what I've heard is the ratio getting them to Ascended 5 stars is usually 250 to 300,000 diamonds to get them to Ascended. It is mathematically or what has been normal, especially for a lot of the people in my guild. Spending 250 to 300,000 diamonds to get, let's say, Saurus from the Stargazer all the way to Ascended has been about the normal amount of diamonds that it's costed to get a hero that high. 5 months, you get to check. Yeah, I think we're almost to chapter... Well, we're in 16 now, but we're making really good progression. Best lucky pull, I would say either getting duplicate heroes or getting the quad pulls, which, like I've said before, it's kind of unique because with the quad pulls, in a year of playing, I have never, ever done a quad pull. In the last 3 weeks, I've had 2 quad pulls almost back to back with summons, which I find kind of odd. If they've adjusted some of the ratios or maybe some of the behind the scenes stuff, I don't know. But I feel like it's really random to get some quad pulls kind of back to back almost. Which here's some of these combinations, like I was saying with Leica. Even when you look at Leica's debuff, I absolutely love the animations they've added. So actually seeing where the armor debuff is, and also her ultimate animation, I think is way better than it used to be. Which we got a lucky shield there. Chimera should ult right after this. I wish she would stop and ult. But still not going to get that down. Let's go ahead and look at the King's Tower. And I believe if you guys check the live servers, the new Voyage of Wonder should be up tonight. But for Celestials, yeah, I know it takes a lot of copies. Good thing is with Saurus, if you're looking for someone like that, you can go ahead and drop them in the wish list. So that makes a huge, huge difference. But if you're looking for Tailene, if you're looking for some of the heavier Celestials, yeah, I mean, it just has to be the dedication to doing the summons is what I find worked. Yeah, 500,000 gems. There you go. And when you equate that to real money, so think about the amount that gems cost, even the materials to do the summons. So I know guys spent like $3,000, I think it was $3,000 to get a 5-star Mizoth. So between the gems and the cards and everything else, just absolutely crazy. I like the changes, the shops, Twisted Essence. Yeah, I do too, Willie. Because there's a point, especially when you get further into the game. My main account's on chapter 29. We're almost halfway through 29. There's a point where there's a lot of heroes in the shop you're no longer going to buy. And that's what I've kind of found, especially because I bought Arthur. So short of getting like Wukong, there hasn't been that much to really buy in the shop that I've been kind of focused on at this point. This one's pretty tough. Just need a little bit of a lucky CC here. And Golas is still very tough to deal with. But we should get a good stun there. Yep, we got it. Yeah, that's a big thing is the whales and then the ultra whales. Does anyone know the largest summon on YouTube has ever been amount of diamonds? The Beast, I believe it was 12, either 12 or 1,400 summons that I've seen. I'm not sure. I've never seen any of the big whale summons where you're spending like 250,000. But it'd be interesting to see. But I wanna say it was like 12 or 1,400 summons, I think. Someone in Korea did 700K. There you go. So 700,000 diamonds. How long is it going to take you, or how much money is that going to take you to get 700,000 diamonds? Just kind of crazy. But I do, which we've been pushing the campaign towers. As you can see, we don't have enough slots. I haven't had enough in the resonating crystal to fill out the slots for the rest of the team. So we got to add... Do we have a Leica in there? But I've always been trying to push the tower absolutely as much as you can, which we don't have a Leica. We can drop Leica in there. Got to stay up on the rotation since I've started the 8th account. It's been a little busy. Yeah, that would be pretty cool to watch, but at what point does it get a little bit boring to do 700,000 diamonds summon? I don't even know how long that would take. Because even when I was doing like 50,000 diamonds, the videos were like 10 minutes. So you're talking, what, 4 hours? Yeah, 3 or 4 hours just to sit and kind of do summons on an account. That just seems absolutely crazy to me. And this is where I've been pulling a lot of my emblems and a lot of the Stargazer cards. Once you hit floor 125 in the faction towers, you start pulling Stargazer cards. And then the search for Tailene can really, really officially start. That's it. It only took 20 minutes. How much did he edit out? Or did he do all Stargazer, Javid? 45 minutes. Just Stargazer. That's cool. Yeah, if you look at the Stargazer, the other big thing you get from the Stargazer is not only the choice heroes, so getting the Celestials or the Hypogeans, is you get a ton of the items for the artifacts. So if you look at the level 5 artifacts, so the 5-star artifacts, they are super, super powerful when you get them leveled up. And even the 5-star adds a whole nother tier, a whole nother ability for each artifact. So it's super, super strong when you get those leveled up. And this one I just cheese with Arden. He's my kind of go-to right now for CC. On average, a mid to light gamer gets 8,000 gems every day. I think maybe every 8,000 every week. Not sure about 8,000 every day. Yeah, I mean, when you look at my faction accounts, so between having the 2 monthly cards, which every 7 days accounts for 3,500 diamonds, I get usually 10 to 12,000, I'd say, in a normal course of 7 days, because usually when I do summons, I run about 15,000 gems, depending on the codes, but normally about 15,000 a week, so that equates to 3 Stargazer pulls every single week. So a lot of them come out of here. A lot of them come out of the Labyrinth. You get some on the bounty board. You get a lot when you're doing all of the guild fights, the guild bosses. The dailies, the weeklies, they just add up. I mean, honestly, it just adds up. So even without the cards, you're probably looking at, I would say 10,000, probably 10,000 a week. Yeah, so it's easy. I mean, that's usually what I'm at. What's going on, Kijandro? So even between, if any of you play other kind of mobile games similar to this, especially like Idle Heroes, a couple other ones, they don't give away next to anything. Where this game, they give away so many promotion codes. It seems like a lot of the time, most other games don't give you anything. Honestly, I played Idle Heroes for probably about a year, and most of them, like I said, they don't give you anything. You don't get promotion codes. You do get events, which they use to drive revenue for the game, but most of them, there's no promo code, so it's kind of crazy. Takes around 1.5 years for a free-to-play. Yeah, if you focus on it, Pride, probably about there. I think Javid, I think a couple people have quite a few copies. It also depends when you started playing too, because depending on the events and everything is for the first, I mean, how many months till Taylene came out, which has been the focus. A lot of people thought they were going to nerf Taylene just because she is so powerful, but at this point they haven't. Yeah, Destiny Summoner, like I said, the Beast. Most games that I've played, or even most ones that I've tried, give you absolutely nothing. So you don't get anything from the game. So it's kind of shocking to see a game like this give away as much as they do. And I think that might be one of the reasons why the game is so popular. I'm free to play in 1 copy from getting Ascended Mahira. I've been playing 1 year. Yeah, Mahira is super, super powerful. I'm going to do a guide for cover one of White Sushi's guides, which he breaks it down in the God tier, the S tier, the A tier. He breaks it down in a couple tiers. And when you start getting to around chapter 28, 29, 30, that range, there comes kind of a stopping point, a level gap between what's going on. What's going on, Credit? Is there a perfect team to them all PvE and PvE? Not really, Credit. There's a lot of heroes you'll use in a lot of different capacities. That's kind of what makes a lot of this game unique. The best team by far is the Taylene team. So if you got Taylene, Mahira, it's kind of the God tier. There's 3 groups of heroes that White Sushi puts in like the God tier, which is the teams they're running in chapters 30 plus. So it's kind of crazy when you look at it. So even looking at some of the God tier, you're running Taylene with Rowan, with Aziz, with Mahira, with the twins. So the team composition right there just is absolutely nuts. Takes a ton of time and effort to build it because you're running, I mean, 2 Hypogens, you're running 2 Celestials and Rowan for the 3-set bonus, which is crazy with Taylene. But again, the team, you're talking super endgame. It's what they're using in chapters 30 through 34. So it's kind of crazy with some of the teams that they're running at this point. But a lot of them, as you've seen lately, a lot of people have been using kind of off heroes that are very, very good that no one really uses or no one has really built, such as like Warwick. The Twisted Essence bosses, a lot of people have been using Warwick to go ahead and just kind of super boost Taylene's damage is essentially what it's doing. And now people have even seen with the release of Saurus that they've been getting more damage running Saurus with Warwick. So actually debuffing and then buffing to do just absolutely crazy. I mean, billions and billions of damage to some of the bosses, which is crazy. Yeah, that's the big thing. When you get further in the game, I believe it's chapter 30, you start getting into the three-man or 3 team comps. When you start hitting, I believe, 33 or 34, it goes to 5-man team comps. So it's absolutely crazy. Just like PvP, how the Challenger League is the 3-man comps, the campaign stages start going to 3-man comps. I just need one more Lucius and Nemitsu and Belinda. Kira, Yoka Cage Kira. I would really, really advise against building Nemitsu. I have him on my Mauler account, and there are so many other Maulers that are better for him or better than him. I would go ahead and take him to Legendary Plus. Depending on the team comp, he might be food, but I don't like using the Ascended Heroes as food, but it could be a possibility. Yeah, Nemitsu, I haven't built on my account. Super, super disappointed. Short of a distraction with his totems, he doesn't do much damage. He doesn't do almost any healing either, which as the only support class for the Maulers is super disappointed. Just because I thought with him being the only support, he should be able to provide a lot more, but I'm seeing more out of Kaisos with the life leech ability than I am out of Nemitsu with the healing ability. So it's kind of crazy. Even if someone does finish the campaign, Lilith will make more. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's actually finished it, like gotten to the last stage and was just essentially sitting and waiting. I don't know if anyone has gotten to that point. But Brutus is just the Bane that sits with his immunity shield and absolutely nothing to do at that point, which we'll go with a little more defense. Why not? We run a couple light bears. So yes, people have beaten the story. Yeah, this game is just so much fun. It's so cool to see all the different team comps, just the ability to build the teams. I mean, I run completely different teams on so many different accounts. This one went back to the main Shamira carry. Like I was saying, though, with the pay-to-win account, we're actually running the Iran and Sophia combo, which, again, in the guide goes through, is about the S tier, not the godlike tier, but definitely the S tier. It's a very unique combination, and it's been working phenomenal. You think Maulers are next to get a new hero? I hope so, William. Maulers need some help. I know not too long ago they did a complete rework of Maulers, which didn't really seem to help very much. Just because when they did the rework, they boosted every Mauler just a little bit, which didn't even bring them out of kind of the almost pointless category, unfortunately, at that point. Even when you look at PvP, no one's using Maulers, which is kind of a surprise. Every now and then you'll find a rare one in there, but usually not. There's people with level 480 heroes and all SI30. Yeah, like Bizkin or Bizguild. I know, I believe he's got just about everybody, if not everybody, to SI30. I believe it's completely maxed out, but a new hero comes out at that point, you just buy the new hero. So a lot of times at that point, it doesn't even matter. You can just buy whoever you need to continue. Do you think that Orthos is based off of JoJo? Could be. Orthos is unique. All the Celestials, when it comes to PvP, they rank super high because the heroes are in the same classification or the same category as each other. When you get to PvE, a lot of the teams, it's a different story. The only Mauler that I use in PvP is Sophia. Yeah, Sophia is super, super powerful, especially depending on the pairing. A lot of people are doing Sophia with Iran and Leica, which is a very, very powerful combo. Because if you don't know, they actually buffed Sophia last patch, even though it was more of an adjustment that even if she gets stunned, even if she gets CC'd. So if I put Nara on Sophia, Sophia will still put up her Spectral Disruption, even if she's not on that side. Even if Athalia knocks her down, she will still put up the Spectral Disruption. It goes up at the beginning of the battle, even if she's CC'd or not, which is very, very powerful for Iran to pull heroes into. Makes it just devastating. Congrats, D1. Just got Taylene. So did I. The very, very beginning of the video, we did our very first Stargazer on the free-to-play account, and we pulled Taylene. So we have a copy of her here. We'll go ahead with the Silent Hope. Anything for energy regen is good. And it's interesting going through the lab because running so many different accounts is when it comes to relics. I found that depending on your team, I have to pull different relics for each team with the faction account. So it's kind of interesting to see. For instance, with the Graveborn, I always have to go for the healing relics, and I always have to go for the life leech relics because they have no support class and they get just absolutely decimated because they can't heal. They do a ton of damage, which is good. So buffing their damage up a little bit doesn't make a big difference, but just making sure that we have the ability to keep them alive. Wilder team, on the other hand, I have to go with damage. If I don't have enough damage, because Iran and Leica are such burst heroes, I have to stack damage with the Wilder account, or they don't have enough damage to take down the guild boss or the lab boss. They'll never kill him. I've tried so many times in so many comps. Can't get him down unless I stack damage. Light bearers, doesn't matter. They just absolutely destroy the entire lab, just like the campaign. They progress faster than any other team. Light bearers just seem super overpowered. For the Maulers, it's kind of just a crapshoot of what I get for the Maulers. I've noticed too that if you look at this, even running a full Mauler team, so where this would give us 5 points for every Mauler, the Mauler relics I do not choose. I cannot finish the hard mode with choosing the Mauler relics when I'm running 5 Maulers for whatever reason. I don't think the life leech ability is high enough to really be effective for them. So them, I got to do the same. I got to stack some damage, some defense in order to keep them alive, or they just get absolutely decimated. So quick, boring, hard mode Labyrinth. In the event, Heroes of Espria, Double Delights are going on, same with the Lost Sigils. This one, like I said, I've been focusing on the chest. So right here is what I'm focusing on to exchange these for. even though I don't have any heroes that are going for the red chest yet, I only have Shamira at plus 15. This is going to be the focus because I know in the future with free-to-play, this is going to be near impossible to collect short of getting them in events. I know sooner or later I'll be able to buy them in the lab, but that's way, way down the road for progression-wise. And even here, we went through, I think we did about all the dailies. We can do the guild boss really quick. The guild hunt, which is good. Lilith wants a type of hero in each faction to match their theme. Yeah, I know. I don't know. They try to support maulers through life-stealing buffs. Yeah, and I think they could pride. They need to make. They need to make Life Leech a more powerful ability. I mean, even if they spent, they tweaked it by 1 or 2 points for the Life Leech, and then seeing exactly how it performed, even tweaked it a little more, because they're not even in the same realm of survivability of most of the other classes. I mean, when you look at a Rowan or you look at a Rose, they don't have anything to compete against most of the other classes in any of the other factions, really. Yeah, red chests. I always go for red chests. If you have the ability to get red chests, you are going to use them forever. It's the one thing in the game. Levels will come with time. Red chests come very, very rarely from AFK rewards. You can buy them in the shop for, I believe, like 2,000 diamonds. You can buy them every now and then in the lab. But now being able to get them from the Labyrinth Store is going to make a huge difference, especially when you quit needing heroes in the Labyrinth, essentially. I thought you were an old man because of the word. Well, thanks, Joel. Not that old. I do have 2 little kids, though. They're both sleeping right now, which is nice. So I thought about doing the green screen with the backdrop. So we'll see what the future holds. I think Graveborn, it would be cool if they had a support class, depending how they build it. I mean, even if they built something similar to another hero. I know they want to spread it around factions, and focusing on one faction probably is not the best idea. But it seems like with the faction bonuses, with the plus 25, for running 5 Graveborns does really, really well. But I think they need to balance the rotations of certain heroes. Yeah, and that's where some of them, I mean, when you look at heroes that are universally not used, it's great if they could tweak a couple of heroes. But if a hero's not being used at all, they need to do something with the hero, whether it's buffing it, whether it's switching up the skills, something to kind of make every hero bring something to the table, essentially. And I think a lot of heroes don't do that. It's crazy with the new T3. Yeah, I know. And that's what I was thinking, William, when I looked at it, because even now it's so late in the game when you start picking up T2 stones. You do get them, I mean, through the guild shop and everything. So over time you will get them. And if you've noticed the tweaks to the guild shop too, once you get further in the campaign, they still had mythic gear and everything in there. Now the mythic gear is gone, or not the mythic gear, excuse me, the legendary gear. It is nothing but mythic gear now. So when I go on my main account, when I go on some of the other accounts, it is just absolutely mythic gear in there, which is very, very cool. Well, thank you, Mad Bull. Thank you for the super chat. Always a big shout out. Anything you guys want to see in here, please let me know. The voyage on this one is already done. The voyage was just released on the main account. As you see, there is the one bonus chest, which is the 777 gems. And you do have to shoot the Taline camps Let's see if we can level up some heroes here, is what I would like to do, because I think, see, most of the heroes at this point are stuck with where we are at. We need more heroes, honestly. And I know Javid said this would be the sticking point of the free-to-play account. Is short of the events just getting stuck, which an elite there. I got Taylene. You got Taylene too. What's going on, Eclipse? Yeah, your T10 stones. You'll be pulling them. Do you remember how much Arthur's gear and emblems are? The gear is 84,000, which we get another copy of Brutus there. The gear is 84,000 if you're buying it in the shop. So it's very, very expensive. Yeah, the emblems, I believe, are the same. I believe it's around 80,000 for the emblems. So if you're saving, but the gear comes from the guild shop. It does a rotation. And with the rotation, though, you have to watch, because now Yukio's gear is in there too. So you'll see a lot of times. What got you? Oh, thank you, Mad Bull. What got me into this game? FG 3000. So if you guys haven't seen any of his videos, he does exclusively new releases. So most of what he does is new game releases. He reviews them usually for a couple weeks. I seen a review of this game from him when it came out. Started playing it after I watched the review. It was very, very cool. Once I picked it up, that was it. It was done at that point. I have been playing it ever since. I started when he did his review. Like I said, about a year ago, he did a review. I still watch a lot of FG 3000 videos. Big shout out to him. Love his videos. I love the way that he does the videos. It's very, very cool to see. And I've even tried a couple games that look pretty interesting. But even tried Dragon Quest, tried a couple of other games. Everything just brought me back here. Just the depth of the game, what they're doing with the game, the changes, everything has just always come right back here. So let's see, we'll go ahead and use all of these. We have to get some more heroes to Mythic, because we have to get some heroes to be able to get them leveled up. We've been stuck at 160 for a while, which again, free to play. Even looking here, we've been stockpiling a lot of emblems. We have 39 here, which we might be able to use some more for Shamira. I'm taking her to plus 20. She's a hero I would not go plus 20 unless you're really going to go whale for it. Plus 20 is enough. Spending red chests on her, not too beneficial to go from 20 to 30. Very, very expensive to go from 20 to 30. So I would stop at that point, but we need a couple mythic heroes to get some of our heroes above 160. Essentially, this is kind of where we're stuck. We did all of our summons. Let's see if we can do some auto ascends, which another copy of Brutus and a copy of Ogi. So here we need, again, more food. So I know I did a couple heroes there to, so the team that I'm building here, Lucius, Rose, Belinda, Rowan, and then Shamira is essentially the other one. Belinda will be swapped out eventually. So that's why we've been kind of sitting on heroes at this point. Here, Sophia and Scrag are the two really big ones, which we don't have double copies. We could use Brutus for food, but I don't know. Brutus for food? Let me know what you guys think about Brutus for food. That way we could even get Scrag up to Mythic, but I would like Sophia, essentially, if we could pull another copy of Sophia. And I don't want to hinder our progression on this account by just pushing heroes up that we're not going to use. Sophia will use. Scrag, depending. This account, again, we don't have more copies of anyone. So we do have food here. I could get Leica up, which Leica would be a good choice to get Leica up. She is a hero we could definitely use. I know, Javid, that's what I'm thinking. We could get Leica up. We could use our copy of Arden to get her up to Mythic using these 2 copies here. Get her up to Legendary Plus, and then, so what do you guys think about Leica? Should we do Leica? Get her up to Legendary Plus. One of the big reasons is not only using them in the campaign, is using them for these quests. Even though we need a Lightbearer or Mauler, we have neither one there. Quests keep popping up and I cannot complete them. Yes, Brutus for food. Sometimes use Brutus on my free-to-play account. Yeah, and a big thing with Brutus is because of his immunity shield. That's kind of the big thing. Even here, I mean, we've had triple copies of Nara, which we'll go ahead and we'll get Nara up here, which will use our food. We have a lot of copies of Nara. But Nara is a hero, again, Nara is a hero, just like Pharrell, that falls into the God tier class with her CC, with her damage, with her abilities. Super, super powerful. How do I feel about Estrilda? So far, fighting Estrilda has proven to be very, very difficult. So it's been kind of crazy. But it seems like her ability, her charge ability, has been going off a ton. So she's been using her charge ability just nonstop every single time that I fight her, which is crazy. If this is kind of on test server, I don't have the... Yes, this is Burnspark. This is the test server. The free-to-play account is on the test server. That way, when we stream the account, we can go through, play, level up, push the campaign free-to-play, and we do have the ability to cover all of the new events that are coming out. So the new events are coming out pretty good. What kind of character would you like to see in the future? I would like to see support for Graveborn. Would be huge. A support hero for Graveborn, depending how they work it in. And Maulers just need something. I mean, Maulers need a lot of stuff, but they need something to really help the class. Scrath they added recently. He's, I believe, the newest one. Does a ton of damage, but again, a lot of other classes do a lot of damage. So they need either Nemitsu to be reworked, maybe a support class, or some more CC. So the Maulers are kind of unique as well, is when you go through the faction tower, their faction tower is super hard with the build that we have available for Maulers. So when you look at people even like 400 plus in the faction towers, the Mauler tower is always way behind because of the heroes you have. Even when they have 5-star ascended with 30 plus 30 SIs, still very, very hard to get the Mauler tower progression, no matter how much you try. Do people use Estrilda in the campaign? Yeah, they do. I've seen quite a few people use her. She's a pretty solid tank. She does offer some CC. Big thing is with her signature item is she buffs the team. So as long as you can keep her alive and she's using her Rayleigh ability, you have the ability to raise the damage of your team significantly, which she makes an ideal, a kind of perfect off tank at that point. I used as damage dealer. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple heroes. Lightbearer, I think, is pretty well set, especially with them adding Cecilia and adding Oscar for DPS. Makes a very, very big difference between those heroes. Celestials and Hypogeans, always very, very cool to see, especially like Mizoth. Building him, he does not only a ton of CC, but just an absolute crazy hero to use. What we're seeing is some of the newer heroes are kind of coming out with their own kind of formation shell. So how they really interact and how well they work with other heroes has been kind of unique to see. Now she doesn't buff the team. Oh, is that what they changed with Estrilda? I don't think I even caught that one. I don't use Estrilda in anything. Let me look at her really quick. So she doesn't team buff anymore? That was the only reason I think people have ever used her. When Estrilda is alive, all damage received to her backline is reduced. Oh, so that's what they reworked. So backline is reduced by 5%. When Estrilda is on the front line and alive, all damage at backline is reduced by 10%, 15%, and when an allied hero is on the front line and still alive. So similar to the Relic, that does essentially the same thing, where it does way more than that though. I mean, a 15% reduction might make a difference, might not. It'd be interesting to see her. I could see how that could be pretty powerful for PvP, especially if your frontline hero is like a Taylene. It might work well because they can't kill the backline because they're doing a lot less damage. I know this is the Royal Charge is what I've been seeing. I think they kind of overtuned it because most of the time when I fight her, she casts it almost nonstop. I mean, the frequency of it, my heroes will get 2 or 3 attacks, and then she does a Royal Charge all the way through, and she continued to do the Royal Charge. I mean, again and again. So here, though, I think I'm going to have to get Brutus up because I'm going to need another Mauler, actually, for this event. Or not for the heroes, to get the sigils. So what I've been running is I run my combination between the Graveborn and the Maulers. So I run 3 here, and then I actually swap out one of my Graveborn. I drop in another Mauler, so we'll put Brutus in there to get my 3-2. And every day I've been swapping the rotation, so I build all of my emblems evenly. If you get defeated, it doesn't make a difference. You can just redo it again, which I'm sure my Mauler team here is going to get destroyed because Shamir is just getting CC'd like crazy. But she still kind of survives a little bit, as you can see. And there's the power of Shamira. If I go Stargazer, yeah, Taylene, always Taylene. And as you can see there, right there is the power of Shamira. As a single carry hero, just absolutely destroys. This is going to be a tough combination too. Kalthar is very hard to deal with just with the displacement. Same with Oden. I just wanted to get Brutus in here. That way he could do his immunity shield. So the couple seconds of keeping him alive. And that's where Oden makes a big difference right there. Exactly what you've seen. The ability to keep Shamiras from ulting, absolutely devastating. I mean, that just literally can destroy your entire team, especially with the displacement. I should have put her on the top. I have Scrag at Ascended. Yeah, can you use them in here? I forget who I even have here. Let me see. So for Maulers, not sure. Let me see. Scrag. You said you got him, Javid? There we go. Yeah, for the event, like I said, you can try it again. Oden is going to be really hard. I'm not sure I want to spend 5 on there, but we're going to have to get another hero. We'll try him or Shamir up top. Wonder if I should swap. Usually within 2 or 3 tries, you can get these down. It just takes a couple attempts to get them all down. And there's Shamir's ult. That's it. Like I said, it just takes a couple tries. If you don't get it the first time, again, just keep re-rolling, keep trying it. Make sure you are maximizing, you are getting your sigils every single day. You have to maximize these. It's very, very, very easy event. Very minimal with what you have to do in the event. Just make sure the sigils are completely maxed. In the long run, it's free. It's free red chests. It's free sigils. Whether you're buying heroes, just absolutely have to max out the sigils. Which this one, even look at Wukong, just absolutely going to work on Shamira here. Should be able to get him down. As long as time doesn't run out. That's usually the big one. Boom. Shamira's got him. Not yet, William. I have not done all the math yet. I'll do it actually pretty soon. Probably maybe today or tomorrow. Enjoying the quarantine life. So just been hanging out, doing the whole quarantine thing. Actually working from home this week and next week, which is very, very easy. We just manage chats. with working from home. That's kind of our 2-week rotations. But usually, I mean, if you're getting, what do you get, 6 battles a day? So just doing the rough math, if you get 6 battles, 5, so what, 30 a day? And it costs 25. You can get quite a few. Because I think it's 25, if I'm not mistaken. So if anyone runs the math really quick. So essentially, if you're getting 6 battles, so you're getting 30 a day, and it costs 18 and 18, so it costs 36. So if anyone wants to run the math really quick on how many you can get, and the event runs for, I believe the trial is 12 days, the event is 14, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you, Javid. Yeah, I'll swap them in. So swap out Scrag. Thank you, Javid. So if you get 360 sigils, and it was 36, so 200 red chests. Look at that, for free, for literally as easy as this event is to get 200 red chests. Yeah, I mean you have to be pushing this every day. You have to be capping out these. And like I said, I do the rotation. One day I do the three Maulers. The other day I do the 3 Graveborn, and I just swap between the 2 rotations. Sit here until you finish it. It's well worth your time for what you'll get out of this event. So 200 red chests. That's not including if you buy any of the emblems. You know, if you get any of them from other means through the store, you can definitely capitalize on red chests during events like this. And that is all of our chances for today. So that brings us to 30 and 30, just what we wanted. So we'll go ahead and we will get our choice chest, and then tomorrow we'll grab another one. Plus 30 SI. Yeah, Pharrell, his SI 30 is just absolutely crazy. If you look at some of the team comps, so like I was saying, with the non-celestial team comp is kind of the one that I'm looking for. So, but when you look at the actual build, it includes Taylene, of course. All 3 of the team comps do have, well, except the last team comp. So Taylene and Orthos, or doing Thorin and Wukong, it's kind of a trade between it. But as you're pushing into chapter pretty much 28 plus, you have to be running some of the higher priority teams, essentially. Some of the more expensive teams to continue progression, just like we do here, though. So I think we're at about an hour at this point with the free-to-play account. Like I said, Comcast gets a little wonky when you're at about an hour. Push just a little bit in the campaign. We need a couple more heroes to get up to Mythic, so I'm thinking probably another week. I want to do the free-to-play account, streaming it once a week. I want to do the pay-to-win account, streaming it once a week, so doing both of it, so doing streams, trying to do it probably Tuesday and Thursday. I feel like this event is pretty hard at level 230. No, last time when we've done this event, it's not very hard, especially you just have to do it a couple times. You'll see the team comps. You can swap some of your heroes, like swap some of the Graveborn for different Graveborn. I don't know if it's RNG. I don't know if it's just whatever it may be, but usually after 2 or 3 times, you win the battle. When I went through last time, capping all 7 of the accounts, you win the battle just after a little bit of RNG. So it's pretty easy. I just hit chapter 14 first time, and I ate 4 elite plus fodder to make mythic to Chimera. Honestly, Chimera will be your carry. Just make sure you, the biggest thing, especially being newer to the game, is map out the heroes. So this game has a lot of content. It has a lot of research that's done. Mapping out kind of what heroes you want to build which is going to be kind of RNG. Is kind of the big thing is you are going to have RNG, so you might not build 100% the team you're looking to build, but over time you will. And that's kind of the big thing is over time you'll get the heroes. My main account, I've already started seeing a lot more 5-star heroes. I'd say even within the next 2 or 3 months, I'll accumulate more 5-star heroes. They were the first heroes that I was looking to get. The Lucius, the Belinda, maxing out Nara, the heroes focused in the shop, very, very easy to get up to Ascended. Once you start getting 10 or 12 Ascended heroes, then start doing Taline Stargazing is kind of the big thing. Gear is super important. I win with legendary heroes against... Yeah, gear's another big thing. And that's why, like I've said in most of my videos, Lilith, if you're listening, please, we need a button just right here or even in the gear. Something up here, maybe if they put a tab in here to remove all of the gear. So when you go through and you're going through the King's Tower and you have all 4 faction towers, swapping around the gear, very, very time consuming between taking off everything that the Wilders have, putting it on what the Graveborn have, building the gear sets, especially with PvP. When you're swapping out the 3 teams, again, swapping all the gear, swapping all the artifacts, we just literally need a button where I can just drop everything off my heroes, go equip the heroes I want to. When I'm done, drop all the gear off the heroes again, and just go back. Not sure even if something in here, I know the buttons are kind of reserved, but something just to mass remove the gear would be super, super helpful because it is really time consuming, especially when you're running faction accounts on, or faction towers on 7 or 8 different accounts. Yes, that is my biggest thing, Javid. The other biggest thing was the bounty board, which they did the autofill and the auto collect. Absolutely love this fix. Again, when you're running multiple accounts, very, very hard to go through and collect everything multiple times across multiple accounts. To autofill heroes was a huge help. Now auto remove gear. Even if you could do the formations, if I could set a formation here of heroes and then I could set their gear set here, would be just literally night and day. So if I could do, a Lightbearer team here, if I could do a Graveborn team here, in a formation, would be perfect. If I could literally grab this formation and they'd be geared up how I wanted them, perfect. Absolutely perfect idea, absolute perfect fix. If I could gear the formations in here, instead of having the auto remove, I could gear everybody, gear switches automatically, completely done. So, you always talk about the shop, but at my level, I don't get many lab tokens. From the shop, so in here, there's a couple things you want to focus on. One, Hero Essence. Hero Essence is always, every single day, until you get to probably around level 260, I believe, is where I stopped buying the Hero Essence, because this will be a priority every single time. If you have the 5 Elite Soul Stones in here for 90 gems, I always buy that as well. When you look, it's like 1,100 gems, just under 1,100 gems for an Elite Hero, which is super, super cheap. Emblems start appearing here. First, you get the Primordial Emblems and then the Amplifying Emblems. I keep 220 Primordial Emblems on hand, so if I get a new hero, I can go ahead and take their SI to plus 10. Amplifying Emblems, I always buy. Guild Store, Mythic Gear only, and stones. So once you start seeing stones, so what I prioritize here is with the Mythic Gear, I buy the Mythic Gear until I find the piece that I need, and I don't use the T-Stone on most of it until I have the gear I need. So I'll continue to re-roll a piece or continue to purchase a piece until I have the faction gear that I'm looking for, because essentially this gear is going to be rotated among a bunch of heroes. So as long as it has a faction on it, you can go ahead and buy it. Even here, I'm not sure what pieces we have on Chimera, but I think we got lucky actually with Chimera. So we already have a Mythic here, which since this does not have a faction, so it doesn't have this little faction symbol, never go above 3 stars. This is a piece of gear in the future when you get faction gear you will no longer use. Do not take it to 4 stars. Do not take it to 5 stars. Do not use T1 stones on it because it doesn't have a faction bonus and it will never have a faction bonus. The Barracks, still on the fence. As you can see, I bought these here just because I had the patch had come out, so I tried them out. Not sure if the value here is early game, as early as we are. The value here is really getting the heroes, adding the stars, and having the fodder to the heroes. This is going to be later game. This is going to be when you start getting a lot of heroes kind of built. Once you start getting a lot of heroes built, this is going to be a lot more of a priority because this will have a bigger return. The Labyrinth Store, primarily heroes. Don't buy any of the essence. The essence, again, you'll get these lab tokens are a little more rare. Red chests appear in here, I believe, when you're in chapter 26. You'll start seeing the red chests that appear here. They're pretty expensive, but again, only place you can buy red chests. So over time, you'll get them. Here, prioritize the heroes that you want. Arthur is always a good buy, especially if you plan to build him, because he is super, super powerful as you get further. Dimensional heroes do go to plus 40. Once you buy Arthur out of here, it switches to the emblems. So it goes actually to the celestial emblems you can buy, which are to level up Yukio's and to level up Arthur's signature item at that point. Legends Challenger Tournament, focus on one of these two. Athalia and Aziz, they're both equally important. I would focus on one. So when you get here, red chests appear at 2460. So there you go. So once you go into chapter 25, the red chest will appear in the Labyrinth Store with these two heroes. So whether it's with Athalia or whether it's Aziz, pick one of these two and stick with them, honestly. Athalia is who I've always went with. Aziz has a huge, huge utility though, and people have started using him for a lot. So pick one of these. Purchase them until they are ascended. Once Athalia is ascended or once Aziz is ascended, switch to the other one, getting them to ascended. Once they're to the point of ascended, adding stars doesn't have quite the impact as it has to getting them ascended, but getting them both to ascended is a priority. Over the other heroes, all of these heroes are good. Well, for the most part, Grez is good, Falks is definitely good, Belinda's good, Rose is good, Iran's super powerful, Isabella is good. The heroes, though, you can put in the wish list. So you can actually choose the heroes that they offer in the Challenger Store in the wish list. The Celestials and the Hypogeans, you cannot. So that's why in the Challenger Store, they are the priority. Even if you're going to get a hero to Ascended, I would still wait. I would buy the Celestials and the Hypogeans as the priority because this is likely the only place you're going to get enough quantity of them to get them up to Ascended or even to Mythic where you need them and their signature items unlocked. So just a quick run through of the shop. I did a shop video a little while ago, just very cool to see. So that will conclude it for our stream tonight. Pushed about 16 stages into chapter 16. I feel like once we get a couple more heroes and get our heroes up past 160, we'll be able to do a lot of progression. This game always kind of teeters on just needing 2 or 3 more copies. If I had 2 or 3 more Elite Plus copies of a couple of heroes, we could get several of the heroes to Mythic, which is very, very cool. So in the future, we will continue to progress the free-to-play account as well as the pay-to-win account. So both of them, AFK Arena, absolutely love it. We're at about an hour and 10 minutes here. Is it worth taking the SI for Celestials to 40? It is not, unless you're Whale. If you're really looking to spend a lot of money, the return going from 30 to 40, because there is no additional skill, it just adds stats. If it's the difference between getting, Taylene from 30 to 40, which I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, 30 to 40 is like over 1,000 emblems. which you could get essentially 3 other heroes from 20 to 30. So yeah, so it takes 1,000 red chests from 30 to 40, which I believe if you're going from 20 to 30, it only takes, I believe, in the realm of like 300, around there. So you could have 2 or 3 heroes at plus 30 or 1 hero at plus 40. I-40 My Athaliah is free to play. Yeah, and that's it, Jude, is that it's such an overinvestment. Eventually you'll get there, but with new heroes, with the ability to bring other heroes to SI30, it makes sense. If you're sitting at 15 heroes at SI30, yeah, go ahead. I've been playing for a year. I have 2 heroes right now. I believe almost 3 heroes to SI30, so it does take a long, long time to get the heroes up that high. So again, thank you guys for watching tonight. I love doing the live streams. So yep, 1,050 red emblems, which is absolutely crazy when you're only getting 200 chests from the event. So you figure 5 events, and you'll still be short getting 30 to 40. So definitely love all the support. Thank you guys for everything that you guys do. Be safe out there. Hopefully the quarantine here will be canceled soon or will end soon. They're talking about on the 28th not extending it again. So we are already 2 months in the quarantine. So again, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me in the live chat tonight. And as always, thank you guys for watching.